What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Firefox, and we are talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch Up or the next Nintendo Switch console to be released. Of course, we've been following the rumors since 2023, January the 10th. That's this year, January. And today, we've just had a bit of more information on the console. As you can see on the screen, let's just have a look at it. It's Nintendo rumors following an email with Farukawa, sorry. He claimed that the system will have a closer alignment to the PS4 and Xbox One. This info shared to convince the FTC that the Call of Duty franchise will run natively on this system. Now, I know a lot of persons might think the PS4 and Xbox One. Now, these consoles did have some great games on it, and the quality of games were fair in relation to, of course, the PS5 just being released and the new Xbox Series S and X, I believe it is. It's only one generation ahead, and most of the games still run on the PS4, and most of the games aren't even made for the PS5 just yet. We also have to take into consideration that the Nintendo Switch was never a home console exclusively, and to have the PS4 Xbox One on the go while you're in a vehicle or traveling or just visiting someone is way better than having it forcibly on the PS5 generation or Xbox Series S and X generation, and it cannot be moved around or is not mobile. So I think it is fair to say that the next Nintendo Switch console, if it's lying around the PS4 and Xbox One, that it will be well and will be received well. It was during the ongoing Microsoft FTC trial that Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick was called to the stand. He talked about Microsoft's recent deal to bring Call of Duty games to the Nintendo Switch console or to the Nintendo consoles, revealing that he read about the agreement in the news. Even more notably, the embattled CEO had some intriguing details to share about Nintendo's rumored Switch successor. After an email between Bobby Kotick and Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa was shown in court, Kotak shared that he expects the Nintendo Switch consoles specifications to have closer alignment to the PS4 and Xbox One generation of consoles. So this is just a confirmation of what we've been following in terms of the rumors. Now, games like Call of Duty Warzone 2, the first Spider-Man series, these games run spectacularly well on the PS4. Of course, even better so on the PS5. But imagine having that on the go. We look at Gamer Rant that released this post today as well at 4 a.m. this morning. Switch 2 will end up the next Wii U unless Nintendo changes its ways. And this document, we'll just go through it a little bit, is, I guess, the community saying that Nintendo has, I guess, a track record of doing things a certain way. We look at the Wii converted to the Wii U, and the experience didn't really last long. We are hoping that Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch Up will not fall within the same category. Nintendo is renowned for many things, but the quality of their sequels more than anything else. Whereas Sonic the Hedgehog and the longer-running series only last a few years before going downhill, most Nintendo franchises have been top of their game for decades, and many of them have never been better than right now on the Switch. I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 or Tears of the Kingdom. But sequels to their consoles, that's another story. The NES may be the most important console ever made and the foundation of the modern game industry, but its follow-up was the SNES, and for a lot of the 16-bit generation, it was getting beaten by the Mega Drive. Technically, Nintendo did come out on top thanks to Donkey Kong Country, but after that came the N64, which did nowhere near as well as either its predecessor or the first PlayStation. The GameCube did even worse, so Nintendo rethought their approach and released the Wii, of course bringing into effect motion controls and, of its first kind, action combat using motion control in multiplayer. Nintendo, of course, its sequel, being the Wii U, was a complete disaster. Nintendo has never had two consecutive home consoles be uncontested winners of their generation, and I don't see any reason to think that the Switch 2 will be any different. So I do believe that Nintendo's Switch 2 or Switch Up, Switch next generation is going to be on par with things like the PS5 and Xbox Series S and X, being that we're not going to see a new console in those franchises for quite some time. Nintendo could actually, being even though at I guess a lower spec ratio, having that advantage of mobility, bringing some of the best first party titles on the go is probably going to beat out the experiences of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S on X. For instance, the PS4 might be able to run the new Spider-Man that's coming out, Spider-Man 2. Now imagine if the PS4 could run it, the Switch might be able to run it. So imagine having your Spider-Man 2 or next generation PlayStation 5 games, even though not at that quality, having it on a mobile device. And I don't mean a cell phone, I mean a device that you can move around with and don't have to wait till you get home to play. You can play on the go. I think that experience is what Nintendo is going to offer to us and will be a good one. The reasons for the failures or relative failures of each console is different, particularly the older ones, but the one that seems the most relevant is the Wii U. Hopefully Nintendo does take a page out of their own book and create the next Switch console or next Nintendo console. It may not have to be the Nintendo Switch, it could be something else. Hopefully they take a note from their own book and learn from the mistakes and make it more intriguing and compatible to our next generation wave of games. Guys, let me know in the comments down below, do you think the next Nintendo Switch is going to be coming out in 2023, 2024, or 2025? Because some persons believe, as we have here by Roland Moore Coiler on Tom's Guide, the Nintendo Switch could be coming very soon. While far from official, the Nintendo Switch 2 rumors are starting to pick up, and whereas before we didn't have much data on persons in the company or various companies talking about bringing things to the Nintendo Switch next console or the Nintendo's next console, we now have emails being shared and conversations being had by persons or developers making games for the next possible Nintendo console. So it's coming, it's nearing. Let me know in the comments down below again when you think that is going to be. It's your boy Firefox. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want more content like this. Until next time, peace out.